Hey everyone, welcome to I Got Issues. Near Mint Nerd here. Today is Wednesday, so you know what that means. All right, let's start with Marvel this week. It was actually a larger than average week. I got about 11 books, so let's jump right in, starting with Marvel. First up, Guardians of the Galaxy. It looks like number one, right? I mean, there's a big red number one on the top. Nope, actually, it is number 15. I don't know if you can see that because the number 15 is very small in the corner. It's a little manipulative, I think, to do that. But what they're saying is it's the first issue of the Now line for Guardians, I think, and it's the first issue of a new story arc, a story arc called Grounded. The idea behind this story is that during Civil War II, the spaceship of the Guardians of the Galaxy was destroyed, so now they don't have access to another one, and they're all trapped on Earth. And that's going to go through a couple of the books. I'm not sure how long that story is due to last, but it's going to run through certainly Guardians of the Galaxy, probably Drax the Destroyer, and probably Groot, Rocket Raccoon, whichever of those guys currently have series going on. I'm not completely sure. Next up, we have Hawkeye. Oh, look, another big number one red in the corner, so it's probably a different issue, right? Oh, no, that one actually is a number one. Confused yet? Me too. The cynic in me thinks that this big number one is there to kind of throw off people into maybe buying an issue they think is a number one, but not. But, you know, I'm going to give Marvel the benefit of the doubt and just say that they're trying to brand their Now line. So this new series of Hawkeye features the female Hawkeye who got her start in Young Avengers. I really like the character. Her name's Kate, I believe. I haven't really followed this version of Hawkeye before, but I do like this cover, and I really like the character of Hawkeye, although Clint, the original Hawkeye, has another book called Occupy Avengers. I got the first issue of that. Wasn't a huge fan. Not for me, I think. So I don't think I'm going to continue with that one, but I will give this Hawkeye book a try. 399 cents this one costs. Maybe that shows you that the book's going to be a little irreverent because that's downright hilarious. All right, what else do we got here? Next up in the Marvel line is Inhumans versus X-Men number one. This is a glossy cover, so it's throwing off a little glare. I'm not a huge X-Men guy, and I'm certainly not even a small Inhumans guy. So I'm not completely sure why I picked this up, but I'm going to give it a try. Every now and then, I just try something new. You know, it looks like it was a shiny book. Maybe it just appealed to me because it was a little bit shiny and glossy, and I'm superficial that way. So we'll see if that works out for me or not. Next up in the Marvel, we have Jessica Jones, which, you know, not that long ago would have been a Marvel Max book because it's the Not for Kids line. It looks like they don't do Max as a line anymore, so they just put the advisory warning on it. And it should be taken seriously because it is quite an explicit book. It's excellent. I really love the character. I collected the original series. I had every issue. I really do love Brian Michael Bendis' writing, ticks and all. I just dig it. I haven't really watched the show. I watched the first episode, which was pretty decent. I didn't follow up on it, and I really need to do that. So I'll be doing that soon enough. Okay, so let's move on to DC now. The DC books are really thick this week. They have, let's start. I'll show you in a sec here. So let's start with Suicide Squad number 8. I don't typically read Suicide Squad in the monthly book, or I believe right now it's bi-weekly, twice a month. I don't typically read this one. I don't love it, but this is the first issue that leads into the Suicide Squad Justice League event series that's happening, and I'm really looking forward to that, I have to say. So I did pick this up just in case there's anything in here I need to know about. I really like this cover. Harleen Quinzel, Harley Quinn. That's pretty great artwork, so I'm not too sad to own that one for sure. But I did want to show you what's making these DC books so heavy. There's this fold out in the middle, which is like this giant poster. I'm not going to unfold. Well, maybe I am. Oh boy. Lobo's going to be in this series, which is kind of interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but there it is. So there's a giant poster in here, and it is in every one of the DC books. So I feel bad for comic shops who had to pay the extra for the weight of the shipping, because they are the ones that have to pay those expenses. All right, what else do we got here? Next up, Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. This is, I really love Hal Jordan. I love these books. Venditti, you know, he's no Jeff Johns, but he does a nice job for sure. Got a little Bottle City happening on the cover there, which is always exciting. Now, I should just mention that all the DC line seems to come out with 2 covers every month. So I like that because I just pick the one that I like the best. It's never about who the artist is or anything like that. I just go, oh, that one's appealing, and I grab it. And in this case, this was the more appealing cover because I like the Bottle City. Next up, I got The Flash, number 12. I believe in this one, I'm a little behind on some of these comics, but I believe I saw in the last couple of issues that they're dealing with the Shade, I believe, from who I was a big fan of during the Starman series that James Robinson did in the mid to late 90s. Just a fantastic book. I think a lot of that's been retconned. I don't know if they brought that back yet. I would love to see that Starman come back at some point. I'm not a huge fan of the Flash reboot right now. It just doesn't feel like my Flash. I don't know what it is exactly. You know, like I've said in the past, the Flash is my all-time favorite character, so he gets a pass. I'll buy the book every week because, you know, that's my obsession. But I haven't enjoyed it as much as I wish I would. So hopefully they'll pick it up soon, and it'll start to find its voice a little bit better. I mean, it's so hard because, you know, there's a huge long classic Mark Waid run. And then followed by a huge classic Jeff Johns run. And then any Flash that's followed has just had such a tough act to follow that I don't think it's completely their fault. My expectations are a little too high now. Next up is Detective Comics. Batman Detective Comics number 946. On Action Comics and Detective, they decided to go back to their old numbering. I think because they're so close to 1,000, they'd be the first comics to actually get to 1,000 naturally. Like Marvel has their joke thing where they go, oh, this issue's at 1,000, and they put out a big book or whatever. I think they did that for Deadpool. But this is the true numbering. So in, 54 months, I guess it's not half of that. Half of that because it's, I don't know how long it's going to be, bi-weekly, but eventually, in the next couple of years, we're going to hit 1,000. That's pretty special. I have no idea what's going on in this book right now because I'm behind. The Victim Syndicate is, I think this is maybe part 4 or 5. Looking forward to reading it. I usually wait, if it's a storyline, I usually wait until the entire story's out and then read it like a trade. That's just something I've been doing lately. Next up, Deathstroke, number 8. Love this cover, but I feel like this is exactly... this fight, Superman versus Deathstroke, I think should take about 1 panel. There's just no comparison. So I'm interested to see, where this goes and how they kind of stall it out, because there's just no way they're on the same level in any capacity. And I do love this book though. It's a really great read. Art's great. I just really enjoy it. So I hope it continues this strong. and we'll move on. Okay, so next up I'm kind of a sucker for the holiday books, the Christmas books. And both companies, Marvel and DC, put out an anthology today, and I picked them both up. Starting with Marvel here, it's Gwenpool. I don't see the appeal of all these Gwen books, but this looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, so I couldn't help myself pick that up. Holiday Special, Merry Mix-Up. I mean, I'm assuming this is an anthology book. Usually this type of book is. It seems pretty fat to be one story, so I look forward to that. Anytime Santa Claus is on the cover, you got me. And I love Deadpool's Christmas Tacos shirt. DC has a holiday special as well. Here it is here. This is a glossier special square-bound book. Note the price tag, $10 US. But it is thick. I'm imagining it's probably close to 80 pages. Well, maybe not quite that big, maybe 64 pages. But it's thick and it's well bound. And it's, the pages are glossy. It's a beautiful looking book. Maybe I'll pop in a piece of art here or something when I do my editing, just to show you the interior of this one right now. Did it show up? I don't know. We'll see. I hope so. Okay, so that's that. And what else? Oh, that's all the books. So that's 11 comics I got today. But I think what I'm going to do for Christmas week, maybe as a special show, I think I'm going to review these two. Maybe, read them, go over the stories, tell you the ones I liked, the ones I didn't. And we'll have some fun that way during Christmas week, keeping it a little festive. But that's it for this video. I think I've shown you everything I have to show you. Take care. See you next time.